Well, what a year it has been. I suspect none of us realized that the year would hold what it held and that the coronavirus would take the deep hold that it has taken in all of our society.
I remember we were in just the admission lobby, watching the TV, watching it all unfold. And our first thought as students were going home for break was to reassure them.
As I was checking in, because one of the things a lot of faculty did was send out emails to the classes to see, do people have, internet at home? Are you in a safe place? Do you need anything? As we started hearing back from students in all the in-between places they were, that's when it really started to also hit home that this was really disruptive for them.
I was actually on spring break with my lacrosse team when everything started to shut down. And so we came back to campus, and while we were on campus, we got the news that we were being sent home. It was definitely super daunting, kind of like, no one really knew what was going on.
I remember the Friday night at the end of the third week in March last year when the last students had left campus. And I drove around the campus and it was just sad. The residence halls were dark. The playing fields were empty. This is a Friday evening when the campus should be full of life. So when the students began to return in August, it was exhilarating, and it reminded us of what it is to be a small residential liberal arts college.
I've just felt a sense of community. The culture here is just, we'll get through it together.
Several of my colleagues were heroic and worked immediately on the sort of teaching all of us how to use some of this online pedagogy.
If you had asked us 2 years ago, could we move everything online in a week, we probably would have laughed at the idea. And yet that's exactly what happened.
As someone who recruits students all out of state, it has been really wonderful for our students to be able to go on a virtual tour of campus live with a tour guide.
I think that all of this online teaching has actually showed us that there's some really cool tech tools and some really neat things that we can use to make the classroom a richer, more interactive, more dynamic environment. However, I think we've also recognized again the importance of being face-to-face in a classroom.
I feel very lucky to be at OU because I think OU has handled coronavirus very well.
Especially for the class of 2021, adapting to new protocols, right? Social distancing, hybrid classes, just changing the way that you used to do things. And having to adapt to that and mold to that in such a short period of time, where you sometimes don't get to process it, and doing it well, that's a skill I think that has come out of this period.
Our ability to make decisions quickly and communicate effectively with one another really was highlighted.
I really just seeing us growing and being even stronger than before, and a lot of that is coming in from keeping those dialogues, keeping those collaborations going.
Everyone always says, you're never done growing. There's always room to grow. And so Ohio Wesleyan is no exception to that.
We always say one OU and or in the athletic department, team OU, but during the pandemic, I would say those words really were put into action.
I've been inspired by our faculty. I've been inspired by our staff. I've been inspired by our students. I've been inspired by parents who support their students in new ways. I've been inspired by our alumni who have become even more deeply dedicated to Ohio Wesleyan and to ensuring that the future of this institution is robust, is healthy, is bright, and that Ohio Wesleyan continues to fulfill its historic mission.